every US state explained in 20 minutes. My friends, I'm super excited for this one. All 50 states will appear here, and I would love to know from what state you are watching me right now. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description, and
America. The land of the world's premier, Walmart shopping, McDonald's consuming, gunslinging, lifted truck driving, Trump voting, and yet somehow also blue-haired population. Divided into 50
Holy sweet potato, this was a crazy introduction, okay?
diverse states with everything you could possibly imagine, from the gleaming skyscrapers of New York and the deep depths of the Grand Canyon to, you know, Baltimore. The point is, this country's got it all. And with a whole heck of a lot going on all at once, I thought I would make the perfect video breaking down each and every state just for you, because, I mean, this is a weird country. You need the explanation.
I need that.
So let's get started.
Okay, before we start with this, oh my god, this video is going crazy already. My friends, actually, I have a few questions for you. From what state are you watching me right now? And when you watch the video with me, tell me if the description was accurate or not for your state. I would love to know your perspective on this one. That said, well, let's go into this, my friends.
Started, shall we? Alabama. You probably know Alabama for some great reasons and some not.
Great reasons. Amazing food, amazing people. I think that's enough, right? Amazing food, amazing people.
So amazing ones as well.
I'm the oldest of three, and I've got a sister who's the love of my life.
Need I say more? Sadly, Alabama really is one of our poorest states, but they're really good at football. It's kind of a religion down there. The whole University of Alabama thing they got going on, that is truly, they worship that place.
I love football.
Dad, go get him! Dad, go take him down! The whole southern region of the...
I actually understood what the guy said. Go get him, son, go take them down. Right? Man, my Russian English understands Alabama English.
That's what it's Dad, go get him! Dad, go take him down! The whole southern region of the country, and especially Alabama, are known for having really good hospitality, pecan pie, grits, and sweet tea. Take that as you will. I mean, those are all good things, I suppose. You know, I think the South is also known for some other things too, but we're gonna skip over that. Alaska. Our formerly Russian refrigerator is truly one of the most gorgeous states in the entire country, I promise you. But it is also just that, a refrigerator. I mean, if you live in Alaska, you're really taking living in Timbuktu to a whole other level. These people are some of the most secluded humans on Earth. I can almost guarantee your closest Alaskan neighbor is gonna be that Coca-Cola mascot who lives 2 miles down on the ice-covered dirt road. And here's a fun fact, every single year the people of Alaska actually get paid by the government to live there. This year the payment was $1,702. Arizona.
Okay, to be fair about Alaska, I think yes, it's one of the most beautiful states, right? But I kind of agree with him in the sense that if you live there, yeah, you are very isolated, but I also feel that a lot of people that live there also like that lifestyle, so it may be not a problem for them.
In my mind, Arizona is known for three.
Wait, Arizona? Ooh, Arizona is so beautiful.
This year the payment was $1,702. Arizona. In my mind, Arizona is known for three things. You got cacti, the Grand Canyon, and being hell on earth.
Wow, 750 degrees in Gila Bend right now, and 1,270 in Ahwatukee. Cade Creek, Fountain Hills, they don't look good either. And frankly, Wickenburg is a total loss.
God forbid you accidentally drop.
Damn, Arizona is so hot, right, my friend?
Drop your groceries anywhere in the state of Arizona, because there is a 0% chance of survival. Your milk's about to evaporate and your eggs are about to fry on the sidewalk. I'm not even kidding. People do cookouts in their cars, like just on the dashboard. It's actually kind of incredible. Arizona's also just...
What? Oh my god, I love this video already. Because you can see that he's making a bit of fun for every state, and I think this makes this video more enjoyable. But I knew Arizona is beautiful, the Grand Canyon and all of that stuff. More than the Grand Canyon, Arizona is a beautiful state overall. But in terms of weather, it's really hot.
Just one of those states that a lot of retirees like to flock to, you know, for some reason. I guess the weather's nice, like, in the nighttime. Daytime, though, you're literally cooked. But then you obviously have some pretty cool natural places in Arizona, like you got Sedona and the Grand Canyon. Arkansas. This state primarily consists of Bill Clinton and Walmart.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Those are the two things I know from...
Oh, I remember that scandal, actually. I was a kid, but I remember that. He's from Arkansas, Bill Clinton.
from Arkansas. The rest of the state's basically Alabama Junior. I am now wanted in Arkansas, by the way. I mean, what more could you possibly need to know than the fact that Queso's from there, and there is a city called Goobertown.
I mean, bro's built like a 1x1 Lego piece. What even is a 1x1 Lego piece? Yep, you're banned. Have a good night.
I just gave you the...
That guy appears a lot on my YouTube feed. I believe he said the name Kizo or something. He's becoming very famous online. He's from Arkansas also.
Yep, you're banned.
He's very funny,
Have a good night.
actually.
I just gave you the spark notes of the state. You know, you probably have heard a lot of people say Arkansas is a place where their people are a little bit more on the heavy side. Is that true? Yeah, it's kind of true. It is one of those places that is kind of underrated for like nature and scenery and stuff. There's some pretty cool stuff going on in Arkansas. I've actually driven through Arkansas. The people there are like super nice. California. So it turns out they made a state out of a GTA 5 online lobby. It's California. You're not surprised. I mean, California is truly a state of two tales. Like you have the ritzy Hollywood, Beverly Hills, rich millionaire lifestyle. All the celebrities are from there. You got the movie productions and the TV shows and the ritziness. And then you also have like everybody else in the state. Obviously that's hyperbole, but you know what I'm trying to get at here. California does have its fair share of issues, including homelessness. Like you hear a lot about homelessness in California. It's not cap. Like there are a lot of homeless people in California. So yeah, California obviously does have its problems, but it is easily the most important state in the entire country. It's got the largest population, biggest economy, like half of our companies are there. The Bay Area alone has like YouTube, Facebook, Apple, probably like 1,000 other ones. It's also a gorgeous place. I mean, you can see the beaches, the national
beautiful
parks, the trees. There's just like so much going on there. Your house might burn down or get destroyed by an earthquake or some combination of the two happening at the same time, but it's still a good place. So is California really that stereotypical place where all the dudes say saw and all the girls have a valley accent? Yes. Colorado.
Okay, before we... Oh, Colorado is so beautiful also. So, about California, I'm going to share with you what I think about California, and I'm going to be very honest. The first thing that comes to mind is I think it's one of the most beautiful states because I react to a lot of nature, and California tends to rank very, very well. Yosemite, but you guys know the national park I'm talking about. It's incredible. I also know no, I know because of you, my friends, that it is very expensive overall. Probably the most expensive state in America, maybe Hawaii is even more expensive, but in the mainland is one of the most expensive for sure. But I also think there is a lot of disparities. You know, there is a lot of people that is really rich and a lot of people that are super poor because of the homeless, right? And in terms of weather, I believe it's the best state in America. I love California, and I love the music. Welcome to the Hotel Okay.
Colorado is actually the least obese state in the country, so they are obviously national traders. When I think of Colorado, I think of snow, mountains, skiing, that kind of thing. I guess it's like our own like little Switzerland, or maybe big Switzerland, because you can fit like 6.5 of them in there. But Colorado is also known for Denver and being higher than everyone else in two ways, actually. You know, they are literally like a mile higher than everyone else elevation-wise, and they really like pot, so there's that too. Connecticut is known for being...
Wait, Colorado was just that, because Colorado snows a lot, right? I was kind of surprised because Colorado is more in the middle of America, but snows like Montana. You know, it's kind of crazy.
Being hard to spell. Respectfully, that is...
Okay, that's this is one of the states I struggle. Connecticut.
Really like pot, so there's that too. Connecticut is known for being hard to spell. Respectfully, that is all I could think of. So I asked ChatGPT to come up with a joke for me, and I got, Connecticut is the hallway of New England. People just walk through it to get somewhere else, but they stop and say, hey, nice tolls you got there. Right, moving on. Delaware. I'm sorry we got 2 of these in a row, but you cannot convince me that anything happens in Delaware. Delaware's greatest achievements are that it was the first state, which they still tout on their flag to this day, and it was the birthplace of Joe Biden.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, wait. Actually, Joe was born in Pennsylvania. I guess he just lived in Delaware for some reason. Also, apparently, people like to start businesses in Delaware without actually being in Delaware. Probably tax reasons for that, as for everything in life. Florida. I mean...
Yeah, the only thing I know about Delaware is there is some benefits when it comes to taxes if you go there or something, right? Because a lot of companies are there, but I don't know a lot about that state, my friends. I know he's making fun of all states, but you know, I'm enjoying the video, but this is not my style. I really like to see the good things on all states.
Let's be real here, Florida could be a video on its own. Every crime imaginable has been committed there. I mean, you can see it for yourself. And don't even get me started on the annual great spring break migration in which half the country just flocks to Florida for some reason. The beaches look like that. It's scary. Florida also just so happens to be like a giant nursing home. I said Arizona had a lot of retirees, but I mean, Florida is like on a whole other tier.
Insert cash or select payment type.
And also, I've got good news. You know, if you're a Mickey Mouse fan, a wanted criminal, or a Waffle House enthusiast, Florida's the state for you. I mean, there's so much going on in this one state. You've got like half the population of Cuba living there. In Miami, you've also got like Russian billionaires probably. And then in Orlando, you got Disney World, which is like its own country. Or is it Disneyland? I don't even know which one's in Florida. Okay, it is Disney World. I'm not crazy. All the Disney adults can lay off the comments. I saw you going to type something with your Cheeto dust covered fingers. And then there's just
So Disney World is in Florida, Disneyland is in California, but Orlando is where everything started, right? So California, I think, is the craziest state in America, honestly. I said that because when I react to the fails of the week or something in America, the Florida mans, they tend to do the craziest thing ever. It's actually quite insane. Even though I have a lot of viewers from Florida and are some of the nicest people I have here in this community, and in terms of natural beauty, is another state that is crazy. Now, those guys, that's a big pass for me. I don't like alligators. That's a dinosaur. This is a dinosaur that lives among us, and no one talks about that.
Alligators like everywhere, apparently. The Everglades. Sometimes they get in people's houses. I don't know how that happens. The Florida Panhandle is basically just an extension of Alabama. And then there's Tampa, which is kind of normal. Tampa's normal until your house gets washed away every year by a freaking hurricane. Florida's kind of crazy, but it is also cool. You know, it's nice to go on vacation there, except for when you do it 17 times in a row, like many American families have. Not to put on the tin hat over here, but I'm pretty sure it's Florida behind the whole, oh, skibbity Ohio, only in Ohio stuff online, okay? Because I can tell you from experience, there ain't shit happening in Ohio, okay? It's Florida. Florida's the culprit here. Florida's the one we gotta point our fingers at. I think Florida is using Ohio as a human shield, a scapegoat. Georgia.
Okay. Actually, a couple of more questions, because, my friends, this is fascinating to me to learn about all states, even though, like I said, there is a lot of humor on this video. But the thing about people going to Florida to, you know, on vacation, retiring, right? At least I assume that when it's very cold, and if they live, let's say, in Montana, people go there to have a easier winter. But why Florida in specific? In the sense that, of course, Florida is great, but isn't, for example, if you go to Georgia or South Carolina, North Carolina, that is also great for the winter, right? Am I saying something that makes no sense? I assume all the south is quite better than the north to stay in the winter. I wonder why they choose Florida over the other southern states, or even Texas, for example.
Not to be,
but let's run this back. Sorry, I guess Arizona is another state that people go there. But again, Arizona, why not New Mexico? You know the question I'm trying to bring.
Our fingers at. I think Florida is using Ohio as a human shield, a scapegoat. Georgia, not to be confused with this Georgia, is home to Athens, not to be confused with that Athens. Georgia's a little bit of a weird state too, I'm not gonna lie. It's basically just the city of Atlanta and like more Alabama, like super glued together. I swear, Alabama.
Wait, do you think I know about Georgia is they have amazing pitch. Their pitch is really good.
The city of Atlanta and like more Alabama, like super glued together. I swear Alabama could be like 3 times the size it already is. You know, I forgot to talk about how bad the traffic is in Los Angeles, in California, but Atlanta, oh my God forbid you try to take a motor vehicle on any road throughout the entire city. I don't care if it's a back road, an expressway, the highway, the motorway, the frickin' Autobahn, whatever you want to call it. Don't even think about it. The city of Atlanta is a glorified parking lot that somehow people live in. I don't know what goes on in Atlanta besides the parking lot. It's a parking lot. Hawaii is easily the most beautiful state in the entire country. I don't know why they got the British flag on their...
This is weird. I saw this flag the other day, and I was 5 minutes staring at this, thinking about my life. I was like, why? Why America end up allowing a state to have the UK flag? This seems wrong, my friends. This seems wrong, sorry. But Hawaii is crazy beautiful. It's super expensive, right?
flag though, but you will have to sell your entire family to live there. The average house there is like $1 million, probably more. It's probably also one of the most culturally distinct states. I mean, the way I can describe Hawaii is like if you took a bald eagle and injected it with some coconut milk. Hawaii is also home to a huge naval base you've probably heard of, Pearl Harbor. You know, the Japanese tried to attack it back in World War II. Didn't exactly pan out too well for them in the end, but they tried. Idaho is what secretly fuels the American economy. I mean, they produce over 13 billion pounds of potatoes every freaking year. It's also proportionally the fastest growing state in the entire country, which you would never expect because it is literally in the middle of nowhere. It's another one of those kind of
Wait, it's not true. It's close to Washington and Oregon, and those are beautiful states. And Montana and Wyoming. Yeah, my perspective about America is a bit different, I guess. I don't know how to evaluate these things, but isn't Oregon and Washington super important states?
Never expect because it is literally in the middle of nowhere. It's another one of those kind of unexpectedly beautiful states. I mean, just look at that. But if Idaho is known for one thing, it is the potatoes. Like, that is their bread and butter. Everybody knows Idaho for potatoes. Illinois is like a duplicate of Indiana, which is right next to it, with a little New York up in the corner we like to call.
Ooh, Illinois. What I know about Illinois, Midwest, a lot of corn, and Chicago is a tremendous city. This is what I know.
Chicago. Unfortunately, Chicago hasn't made the best name for itself in the past couple of decades. Fan favorites like O-Block come to mind. But on the bright side, it's got a nice skyline. I mean, look at all those pretty buildings. Illinois is basically like Chicago and then like farmland. There are other cities in Illinois, don't get me wrong, but like it is very heavily concentrated in Chicago. You can see that in the map there. Chicago's got all the sports teams. It's got all the jobs. It's where everybody lives. Indiana. What I know about Indiana is that they're often called Hoosiers, which is from an old Native American term for corn. Indiana has a lot of corn. It's one of those kind of states where you just kind of drive through to get to other states. No offense. Indiana is widely known for the Indy 500, you know, the race. So they've got that going for them. But it really is just kind of
Oh, this is NASCAR. They love NASCAR in Indiana.
One of those average states, you know what I mean? Iowa produces 2.5 billion bushels of corn every single year and is the United States' largest producer. Every time I think of Iowa, I think of the city of Cedar Rapids, and every time I think of the city of Cedar Rapids, I think of this.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
Make of that what you...
Damn, that was creepy. What the hell was this? Is this a real video? Or is this guy trolling? More like Hillary Clinton. Instead of... Okay, where is the joke? Instead of Hillary Clinton is chilling Hillary Clinton. Is this the joke? She's sister of Bill Clinton or or wife? If his wife, knowing what I know, it's a bit weird. But okay.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
Make of that what you will. Kansas. The only thing you need to know about Kansas is that Kansas City isn't even in Kansas. What a dark, twisted world we live in. But Kansas is probably most known for being frickin' flat. I mean, it is literally flatter than a pancake. Yes, somebody actually went out and did the math. Flatter than a pancake. I mean, in court of law, Kansas is guilty. Flat. Kentucky. I mean, you already know what I'm gonna say. I mean...
Chicken. I know Kentucky is famous for chicken.
Just say it with me. Ready? 3, 2, 1. In Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah, we all said the same thing. I know you said that too. The state even looks like a piece of fried chicken, for crying out loud. Kentucky's also known for bourbon and baseball bats. There you go. Kentucky, my friends. Louisiana. Louisiana's another...
Ooh, Louisiana. This is a good one.
A really weird state, but like probably in like the coolest way possible, if you know what I mean. I mean, I, as the whitest guy you could possibly imagine, reaches his max spice tolerance level when he eats salt. But Louisiana's full of flavors. I mean, this place has got like Cajun spice, even flavors that are like not food. That made no sense, but it's like a very spicy place. I need to start writing better scripts. I mean, like in New Orleans, people walk around naked every year for what's it called? Mardi Gras. That's what it's called. Do people actually...
What? Oh, Louisiana people, I love you, but what the hell is that logic?
You walk around naked? Is that a thing? I mean, they're known for like beads and like people take off their bras. Does that actually happen? They also got the masks. No idea where this originated from, but there's also like a little bit of a French culture inserted in there too. I mean, there's really no place like Louisiana. Maine. I'm gonna say it. Maine is one of the most underrated states in the entire country.
Here you go. I always thought Maine was a great state. It was oh my God. I almost said a gay state. I meant to say a great state.
You got views like that, and nobody ever talks about the state, and frankly, barely anyone lives there too. Maine is definitely primarily known for its lobster, but there's other cool stuff that goes on too. Like you can go to Acadia National Park and look at trees and water, and it's very pretty. Maryland. I got a little question for you, Maryland. Who drew that border? Maryland's got a lot of history. It's a very cool state. I think of Baltimore when I think of Maryland, and Baltimore has some shady areas. Massachusetts.
Oh, I love Massachusetts, but I cannot say the name correct. Because where is Boston? Boston is amazing, right, my friends? I'm going to say the name. So, again, two states that I struggle. I'm going to say it both together. Connecticut and Massachusetts. From 0 to 10, did I perform well? Again? Say it again? Okay, thank you. Connecticut, Massachusetts. Oh, impressive. No?
This is where we keep our stockpile of smart people. It's a very limited reserve, but we do have one. Michigan. Michigan's pretty cool because...
It isn't, but why this guy did not talk about Boston? Boston is very important in terms of history.
Baltimore has some shady areas. Massachusetts is where we keep our stockpile of smart people. It's a very limited reserve, but we do have one. Michigan's pretty cool because it looks like a hand. And if you want to tell someone where you're from, you can go, I'm from, oh my god, I'm about to drop my computer. I'm from here. Or here, or here. It's got that going for it. Detroit's been making a comeback. Overall, very solid state. Minnesota really is our little version of Canada. The people there talk like this, eh? And it gets pretty cold, don't you know? Seriously though, if Alaska's like America's refrigerator, Minnesota's like America's freezer. Actually, that doesn't make any sense at all. It's the other way around. But the people in Minnesota are known for being very nice, and there is a giant mall there. Mississippi's kind of just like everything you already know about Alabama, except you just take the dial and turn it up about 450%. That's Mississippi. I don't need to say anything else. Missouri's kind of just like a normal place in my mind. You know, you got Kansas City on the one side, St. Louis on the other. St. Louis, one of those places you probably wouldn't want to drive a Porsche through. I'll just leave that at that. Kansas City, you got the Chiefs, football, NFL, very freaking good team. And the Mahomes glazing is crazy. It's become a cultural phenomenon. And then you got Taylor's boyfriend too. I don't know. It's really, that's Missouri for you. Montana.
So Missouri is Missouri is a bit of a mess, right? In the sense, Missouri is a great state, but the thing with the NFL team is a bit of a mess. You guys explained this the other day. Kansas City is in Missouri, but Kansas is also a state. But you guys get my point, right? So people, when they say Kansas won, they mean Missouri won, right? Because Kansas City is in Missouri.
This is where we keep our news.
Wait, Montana? I love Montana. Montana is so beautiful. Don't speak bad about Montana, my friend.
Phenomenon. And then you got Taylor's boyfriend too. I don't know. It's really, that's Missouri for you. Montana. This is where we keep our nukes. Also, if Yellowstone erupts, we're all dead. Nebraska.
Well, that's true, actually.
Nebraska is our built-in cornfield. Not much goes on there, but we love them nonetheless. They feed us, but they are a cornfield. I mean, Nevada is simply put where your life savings will guaranteed go to die on a slot machine. I mean, sending Unc to Las Vegas with a button-up floral shirt is like a death sentence for the house. You're gonna lose it. But hey, Las Vegas is pretty cool. I mean, the architecture there is so stunning. The entire world has decided to copy it. I'll show you some side-by-sides here. This is also where we keep Area 51, you know, our aliens. Pretty fitting for the state. And damn! I'm really lonely. New Hampshire. New Hampshire's like our little Canada. It looks pretty in the fall, and we keep our lumberjacks here. Another one of those states, not too much to say, but we like New Hampshire. New Jersey.
Oh, I reacted to New Hampshire. Ooh, another state that is difficult. New Hampshire. Oh my god, what the hell? Sorry, but New Hampshire. Relax, my friend. New Hampshire. But yeah, in the fall is one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Our lumberjacks here. Another one of those states, not too much to say, but we like New Hampshire. New Jersey. Now, a lot of people say New Jersey is like New York's...
Yo, New Jersey, my friend. If you are watching from New Jersey, so see, end up talking about Area 51, right? But I think that's in the past. Right now, New Jersey is the capital of aliens. I saw the news.
Armpit. What, did you expect there to be a butt? New Jersey is like America's cheap Temu version of Italy. Like, if you were walking down the streets of Camden and you say mozzarella instead of mozzarella, your ass is getting jumped. Actually, your ass is just getting jumped for walking in the streets of Camden anyway. But I digress. New Jersey is also home to the East Coast version of Las Vegas, Atlantic City, which combining gambling and the Eastern Seaboard is like handing the keys to a candy shop to a kindergartner. I do not know who gave the stamp of approval on that one. Nonetheless, it is there. But anyway, New Jersey Jersey is known for its rich history, especially during like the Revolutionary War type times. Also the Jersey Shore, and of course everything else I mentioned. New Mexico. No, I'm not going to talk about Breaking Bad. Except I have no idea what else happens here, so I'm going to talk about Breaking Bad. New Mexico is where Breaking Bad takes place. New Mexico, folks.
Actually, I love that TV show, by the way.
Great state. New York. New York. The city of dreams and overpriced $60 million apartments. You should probably go check out that video after this one. Nice plug. That was solid, man. I've actually been to New York City 4 times in my life now, and each time I've gone, it has gotten progressively more dirty. That is a sad but true fact. There are an estimated 3 million rats in New York City, and they have tried everything to get rid of them, and I do mean literally everything. They're even trying rat birth
Oh my god, birth control?
control now. No, I'm not kidding. They really are. But let's not forget New York State is, of course, not just New York City, because there's upstate New York, too. You know, you got beautiful cities, like Buffalo. Actually, you know what? Let's just go back to New York City. In all seriousness, though, it is actually a very big state with a lot of nature. You know, you got Niagara Falls, and then you can always drive back to New York City, and everyone says, I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Bring me my coffee. The accent, is that the accent? No? I tried.
Forget about it. No,
Forget about it.
New York City is probably the most important city in the entire country. It is obviously the biggest city, and it has the most economic prowess. Why did I say that? Economic prowess. It's an important city, okay? North Carolina. North Carolina is home to the worst team in the NFL, and Daddy Beast, the lunch league guy. That's probably what you know him for. You've also got NASCAR and the Smoky Mountains there. It's a pretty cool state. Overall, a lot of people are moving there. It must be a pretty desirable state, you know, assuming that you can survive being steamed alive like a pot of mixed vegetables. Humidity there is absolutely atrocious, but nonetheless, it's a cool place. North Dakota. North Dakota's like our own little Saudi Arabia. You know, we've got oil there. We've also got Fargo. I think a show takes place there. Never seen it, but I've heard there's a show called Fargo. There's a city in North Dakota called Fargo. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. They may not even be related. I refuse to fact check it. I'm too lazy. Ohio.
Okay, so a lot of petrol, a lot of oil there. Okay. Probably is a very rich state because of that. I mean, if there is oil, you make money.
Told you about my tin hat theory earlier. I still stand by it. I really do believe Ohio might be one of the most like average representative states of the entire country. It's just a Midwestern normal state. Am I spreading Ohio propaganda? I don't know. Ohio has probably the most famous and goofiest state beef with its northern neighbor Michigan. I mean, when their football fans are put in the same room, you would forget these people live in the same freaking country. The two states almost fought over this little strip of land way back in the day. Like, I don't know what's up. I mean, the beef is so serious it even goes down to a municipal level. The city of Cleveland, Ohio even has a diss track on itself that somehow manages to bring down Detroit with it.
Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1868. See our river that catches on fire. It's so polluted that all our fish have AIDS. We see the sun.
Holy. Oh my god, America is such a wild place. Sorry.
On fire. It's so polluted that all our fish have AIDS. We see the sun almost 3 times a year. This guy has at least 2 DUIs. The flats look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town. Don't slow down in East Cleveland or you'll die. Our economy's based on LeBron James. Buy a house for the price of a VCR. Our main export is crippling depression. We're so retarded that we think this is art. It could be worse though, at least we're not Detroit. We're not Detroit!
Let's not forget that Cleveland's Cuyahoga River is literally known for catching on fire.
No
I
comment.
think several times, actually. I mean, Ohio certainly isn't what the Floridians make it out to be, but I will tell you, it is still a goofy state nonetheless. I will say, though, I can tell you from personal experience that Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio is the best theme park in the entire world. The roller coaster there have made me see like weird colors and fuzzy shit. They're that crazy. Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a pretty normal state until a twister comes through and rips up your entire neighborhood off the fucking ground and sends it to Kansas. And you know, speaking of...
Yeah, this is the state where a lot of tornadoes happen, right, my friends? Oklahoma, again, already reacted to that state a couple of times. It's very flat, right, but still have a lot of amazing, beautiful nature.
State beef, Oklahoma and Texas have their own thing going on, but there's really not too much more for me to say about Oklahoma than that. Oregon. Now, I told you New Hampshire's where we keep our lumberjacks, and I kind of lied to you because we don't just keep them there. We also keep them in Oregon. We just keep the weird ones in Oregon. You know, the ones that serve up $20 burgers at bars that look like that. Horrible voice crack, by the way, but I'm not going to say that again because my voice is getting dry, and it is 2 in the morning, and I have school tomorrow. This video better get freaking views. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's where we keep our Amish.
Pennsylvania. I know Pennsylvania because of Philadelphia. And there is a very famous sandwich in Philadelphia, right?
People. We also like to export our horrible chocolate to the rest of the world from Pennsylvania, Hershey's. And I say that knowing damn well
Oh, I tried Hershey's, my friends. There is a video here on the channel, and I thought was pretty great.
I'd inhale an entire king-size Hershey bar by myself in like about 10 seconds, like I haven't eaten in 3 months, because I'm just a big bag like that. But anyway, Pennsylvania is a pretty big state in terms of population. You got Pittsburgh on the one side and Philadelphia on the other, with both cities trying desperately to get as far away from each other as humanly possible. And then between them, you got like coal mines everywhere. But yeah, you got a lot going on in Pennsylvania. You know, Pittsburgh is known for making steel. Philadelphia is known for making fentanyl.
Hey, I'm editing now. Was that an insensitive joke? The government should be taking care of that because it is a major problem. Please get on that, government.
I'm pretty sure it's the biggest swing state, so the candidates try very hard to win it. Rhode Island.
Yeah, Pennsylvania was in the news a lot here because Trump and Kamala tried to win that state. It was a very important one. Maybe the person that won that state may win the election. You guys call swing state or purple state also, right? Philadelphia is also where there is the Rust Belt, right? A lot of companies that are not working anymore or something. I honestly shout out to this guy because he's making this video very entertaining.
Rhode Island is where Family Guy takes place. That's all I got to say about Rhode Island. South Carolina. South Carolina is a lot like North Carolina, just more humid. You got Myrtle Beach, another spring break destination. I told you about Florida. Myrtle Beach is the same freaking deal. Never actually been, but it looks like a cool state. I'd like to go someday. South Dakota.
Really cool.
South Dakota is just North Dakota, but with no oil.
No oil? But they are so close. I would say that when I think about South Carolina, I think about the Mount Rushmore, because I know it's there.
It looks like a cool state. I'd like to go someday. South Dakota. South Dakota is just North Dakota, but with no oil. That's basically the only difference. I guess they also have Mount Rushmore too. Tennessee. Man, I tell you, Tennessee is just a state full of wonders. I mean, Memphis is home to the 8th wonder of the world, the 8th tallest pyramid in the world, the Bass Pro Shops fishing pyramid. I have yet to complete my Holy American pilgrimage to this amazing site, but it exists, I assure you. Tennessee is known for country music, whiskey, the Smoky Mountains, and the Hawk Tua girl. She's from there too. Texas. They say everything's bigger in Texas, and they would absolutely be right. The people, the roads. Texas is the largest contiguous state. It has the world's...
Wait, is that actually true, my friends? Sorry.
Would absolutely be right. The people, the roads. Texas...
Okay, the roads, that's a meme, but... oh my god. Thank god they end up not using Portugal here. Belgium, take that, suckers. Netherlands, Slovenia, Switzerland, Austria, Slovakia... Czech Republic and Macedonia. Okay. You know what's funny? If all of those blues go a bit, make just one big blue, they can also put Portugal here. Yeah.
Texas is the largest contiguous state. It has the world's largest gas station. It has the world's richest person. I think on our list of craziest, most out-of-pocket states, Texas is number 2 behind Florida, obviously. But it is a very interesting state. You know, it's like the perfect mix of urban and rural, liberal and conservative, flat and more flat. Utah. Mormons and rocks. That's Utah. Vermont. Vermont is literally just a copy-paste of New Hampshire.
Utah is what? Mormons and rocks? Mormons, that's a religion, right? A lot of them are there.
Perfect mix of urban and rural, liberal and conservative, flat and more flat. Utah. Mormons and rocks. That's Utah. Vermont. Vermont is literally just a copy-paste of New Hampshire. I mean, look at the shape of the state. They just turned it upside down. They got the same fall colors, the same lumberjacks, the same maple syrup. It's also just little Canada.
It's
Virginia.
amazing.
Virginia probably experienced the greatest state fall off in American history. Like, Virginia used to be the shit. It's not a bad state now, don't get me wrong, but it used to be like the state. It's like California and Texas today. Over time, it lost a bunch of
Really? Virginia was one of the most important states in America?
land, and it's really not one of the big states anymore. It's still a nice state. But anyway, Virginia is kind of like an average-ish state, I guess you could say. It is known for being near Washington, D.C., which has a lot of influence in the northern part of the state. Virginia Beach is also a cool area. You know, it's a nice little leisurely place for people to go visit. Washington. I think Washington's another underrated state in terms of the nature, especially. Like, you got Mount Rainier, you got the Olympic.
So for a long time, I thought Washington, D.C. was in Washington. I guess there is kind of, you guys can assume why I thought that, right? But Washington is just a specific state. So Washington, D.C. is in Philadelphia. Washington, D.C., where is Washington, D.C. actually? I know it's more in the New England region, right?
Washington's another underrated state in terms of the nature, especially. Like, you got Mount Rainier, you got
so
the
beautiful.
Olympic National Park, solid. It's ungodly expensive to live in Seattle, but we don't.
Oh, come on. Look at this, my friends.
You got the Olympic National Park, solid. It's ungodly.
Come on, look at this. This is a volcano or is just a normal mountain? But look at this background. Isn't this crazy? Oh, to me, this is fascinating.
Expensive to live in Seattle, but we don't talk about that. Solid state. West Virginia. West Virginia is
The first thing I think about West Virginia is John Denver. West Virginia. That was bad.
the most southern, least southern state in the country. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like, the first state that comes to mind when I think of an old dude with a long gray beard with a little piece of wheat in his mouth sitting on his porch playing the banjo in the middle of the mountains is West Virginia, and I think that's a pretty accurate representation of the state. Got a lot of coal mines here. It's a pretty, I guess, rural state overall. It's also kind of a poorer state. You know, people here aren't quite as healthy. There's kind of some drug problems here. But it is very beautiful. I mean, look at the mountains, look at the rivers, look at the valleys, look at everything. I mean, West Virginia, it's got its own freaking song. Wisconsin, we make our cheese here. That's Wisconsin for you.
Oh yeah, I reacted to Wisconsin, my friend, and a lot of you guys send me DMs about that video. I have a lot of people from Wisconsin watching my videos, and that makes me so happy.
Time I watch those like police body cam videos, it's always in like the middle of Wisconsin, like Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I don't know why, it's always there. But that's Wisconsin for you. Police body cam videos, people there like beer and cheese. Wyoming, I'll spare you some time, there's literally nobody here. Like, I know it's a running joke, but I am seriously convinced that Wyoming is just like a bottomless void in the middle of the country. I mean, can you name a single person that comes from or has lived in Wyoming? No. I will say though, since Wyoming does allegedly exist, it does have some very beautiful mountains. You know, you got Yellowstone National Park and part of the state. Again, could blow up at any freaking minute, but while it's there, it looks nice. And so I hope you enjoyed my rundown of every single US state. If you want to check out my other videos, you can click here or here. I don't know which one of the two. Be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.
Okay, my friends, show him all the support. This is a very big channel on YouTube, but you know, his humor maybe not for everyone, but I enjoyed the video a lot. And yeah, tell me in the comments if your state end up having if the description makes some sense, even though of course there is some humor here, because I really enjoyed this video. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.